online at rathmitsubishi.com. You're rolling with Rath on the Morning Rush.
Roads? Well, we're going, we don't need roads.
These people are idiots. They're delusional morons. I don't get it. Explain that. Oh, my gosh. Well, we're throwing. Root. Who are you throwing?
It'll be Root.
You'll know his name by the end of the night, yeah.
Why do you say that? They're going to jump in a lake, but they're going to jump in a lake after a loss to cool off.
People are wanting us to send Ty to another city and not Omaha. Look, folks, I mean, there's nothing we can do about this. This is all above our pay grade here. But listen, if they go there and they lose, it is all Ty Richardson's fault. There's no other way around this. 100%. This is the way it is. So send him your cards and letters if they get knocked out by Murray State on Monday, all right? Because that's what's going to happen. If they blow it, it's his fault. It's not Dave. It's not any player. It's Ty. What's your grief? Oh, steal to joy like a thief. What brought you grief? To find it for relief. Tell us your belief. Tell us what's your beef.
Live from the Busch Light Studios, this is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Tiger Bait was beefing with some Arkansas fans yesterday at the tail end of our show and talking about this upcoming matchup between Reuter and Anderson this Saturday night. We've got a great one. It's not just about Arkansas and LSU and Dave Van Horn and Jay Johnson, but there are a lot of different matchups, a game within the game that you can talk about this Saturday night in Charles Schwab Field. But I want to start, as you heard Derek Ruskin there on Ruskin and Zach talking. It's almost like, Tommy, they're weaponizing our listeners against me. It's not going to be a bad pitching performance. It's not going to be a bad substitution. It's not going to be something in the game. It's one of those things where the sole reason, if this team does not come back with the championship here in 2 weeks, it's going to be my fault. And I would think that as a boss that always encourages camaraderie and togethership, which we sometimes don't have on these airwaves. See, it's weaponizing the audience against me. It's conspiring. I mean, I thought we were friends, colleagues, amigos, and apparently it's going to be my fault if this team doesn't win their first ever national championship, which is absurd. I don't know what's your beef Wednesday.
So let's just cancel your trip and tell Ruskin or Zaf to go, and let's see how quick they backpedal. Hey, Ruskin, pack your bags for 10 days. I got to walk the dog every morning, or something, The trash days on Thursdays, I got to be around for that. So, yeah. So you're the one that is willing to go, but your road record does leave a lot to be desired. There's no question about it.
In baseball, it doesn't. In baseball, it's good because the team's good. That's not necessarily the case all the time in football, but baseball, it's pretty stellar. I think about my thing, and we were talking about before the show. It's obviously we've talked about Arkansas hasn't won a national championship yet. You want to get their monkey off your back. The term "hog's gonna hog" is hopefully we don't say here in the next 2 weeks, basically. Like the Clemson, like Dabo Swinney hated the term Clemsoning for years. Because they would win 10, 11 games every year, but they wouldn't win a national championship. They finally got over the hump in 2017 when they beat Alabama. But Arkansas is kind of on that same spectrum, albeit in the tougher conference of the two, ACC and SEC, football, basketball, or football, baseball comparison. But that's where you're at right now as a fan. It's like, can we finally get over this hump against the best program in the last, 2 decades? 3 decades, depending on how you look at it. I mean, 20 College World Series appearances in 40 years. They've won 7 titles, and it's been your rival. I mean, that's what you got to go up against and get over on Saturday night.
All right, that's where we begin on a What's Your Beef Wednesday. It's 9:04. It is Father's Day weekend coming up. What does Dad want? He wants a good piece of meat to put on the grill for this weekend. Thick, bone-in ribeye, maybe about 2-inch cut, maybe like a 12-ounce filet, or maybe just get him a roast, like a 16-ounce filet. They can cut what you want at Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville, plus get all the sides. And listen, unlike Mother's Day where Mom doesn't want to cook, Dad doesn't mind to cook. So go by and, hey, Dad, we got bone-in ribeyes, we got fillets, we got the house-made sausages. Hey, we're going to start the game off with some of those big quarter-pound hot dogs that they make, those beef franks, that they've got there. Dad would love you to go by Richard's Country Meat Market and get what he wants. And if they're asking you, like they asked me at my house, what do you want for Father's Day? Richard's Country Meat Market's the place to send them. 479-443-0000. They'll have it curbside ready for you. Or stop in, and because I like to go in and look at the meat counter. 3042 North Market Avenue in Fayetteville. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
By the way, you mentioned Derek packing. Tommy, I packed for 14 days. Like, I fully plan on being there for 2 weeks and either leaving that Monday or Tuesday following the College World Series final. Hopefully, again, knock on wood, that ends up coming to fruition. We can get text here already on the loose.
Now, what's the most you could be there? From the 13th, arrive at the evening of the 12th.
Yeah.
And have to leave the morning of the 24th. So, yeah, I mean, that's almost 2 weeks. Yeah.
Tyler Winslow texting in. Ty, we're already blaming you, buddy. Dan in Mount Ida.
Yeah.
Every crew has a fall guy. Cliff says, don't forget to bring Tommy's bucket hat, which is, 5-0 this season?
3 wins against Texas. Let's say 2 wins against Texas I was at. I'm talking about games in person. 2 more wins against Tennessee, and then the win on Sunday. 5-0 against teams in orange.
Not bad. Well, you're going to need to beat a team in purple and gold this Saturday. Austin and
I've taken it to the golf course. Its effect is not as profound.
Not as good.
It doesn't necessarily work on the grass. Maybe I'll send it with you this week. It's got a hog on the front. It's got the station logo on the back. I bought it from Robert Mann over at the stadium shop and had our logo put on it. So, it's road ready. It's ready to go.
Speaking of golf, Tommy, did you hear about what Scotty Scheffler? I mean, U.S. Open, Oakmont starts tomorrow. Did you hear what he said about his Venmo this week?
I think everybody hears from fans, whether they have a financial benefit or anything in their outcome. That's why I had to get rid of my Venmo, because I was either getting paid by people or people were requesting me a bunch of money when I didn't win. It wasn't a good feeling.
All right, so we'll be putting Ty Richardson Venmo out, and if the Hogs don't win, you can send a pay request.
And if they continue to win, I'll continue to buy Jell-O shots. I've already been sent $20 worth to buy. I guess that's 4 Jell-O shots, $5.
So what are you going to do? I mean, you can't consume them all.
4? Yeah. I mean, I can.
Well, 4, but I mean, I would suspect if this becomes a trend, it would be a few more than 4.
It was in 2022, and I just gave them to random Hog fans that were there. Didn't give them to anyone else. But
random Hog fans.
Yeah, they're at Rocco's.
Dude, you're 30 and you're single and you're ready to mingle.
Oh, okay.
I mean, come on. Do me and Colton have to tell you how to do everything?
Omaha's actually okay. Let's since you entered into that sphere, we might as well continue on. Obviously, most of you look at this upcoming weekend and the weeks to come with the idea of what's the baseball competition look like. When you think about Arizona, you think about Coastal Carolina, you think about LSU. Let's just say the co-eds and the female population that will be in Omaha, Nebraska this upcoming 2 weeks is unlike what it sees for the majority of the other.
What are you saying
11
about
months.
Omaha, Nebraska? Are you saying Omaha, Nebraska is your San Antonio?
No,
I wouldn't say that.
I wouldn't say that, but I'm just comparatively speaking when we're talking
So
about.
There's an influx of greater prospects for a young Ty Richardson.
We're talking about Tempe, Arizona, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, an SEC school. So yes, there will be.
I saw it carved up on a map. It is a wide swath of our country. I mean, coast to coast, there is representation.
And maybe the biggest blue blood in all of this is UCLA. I mean, my goodness gracious, I wouldn't marry a California girl, just to be honest. But my gosh, if they
why not?
If they travel, that's just not my. I have to marry a Southern girl, just like I have to live in the South. Beggars can't be choosers, I guess, but that's
exactly
that's where we're at. A guy from Harrison says we're cooked. You're sending Ty, so the drought will continue, I guess. Again, I feel like I'm going to get dogged more than Derek got dogged a couple years back if this team doesn't win the national championship. But we'll see what plays out. That's my beef as we get going here on What's Your Beef Wednesday.
All of our coverage begins Thursday evening, I guess. You'll be putting some social media up. I'm sure you're going to work late into the night, right? When you arrive on Thursday at Omaha.
We got to go get set up at DJ's and get ready for the week.
All of our coverage presented by Mock Legal Solutions. Real advice, reasonable price. Go to mocklegalsolutions.com. By First Star Bank, your hometown bank for all your first. USA Fireworks. It is fireworks season. If you'd like to have your own stand, Arkansas's #1 wholesale fireworks company is USA Fireworks. Go to usafireworks.org. By Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue in Fayetteville. Tried some Rudy's over the weekend. They're at 4084 MLK Jr. Boulevard in Fayetteville. That's Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, smoking good every time. And by McClarty Daniel, it's never been easier to find your next ride. Experience it for yourself at McClartyDaniel.com.
So I know a lot of you have been asking, hey, what's the setup? What takes place here in the next couple days with Arkansas baseball, the send-off, and everything else? The schedule is as follows. Arkansas will depart from Baum-Walker Stadium tomorrow from 11 to 11:30. Kind of TBD when they're actually getting to the Omaha Marriott. They're going to be practicing at Charles Schwab a little after 3 o'clock on Thursday. There's going to be a press conference after. We'll have some updates for you here on ESPN Arkansas on the Morning Rush Friday. And then they've got a practice at a local high school on Friday. If you're going to the College World Series, we mentioned DJ's Dugout there, where we're going to be doing all of the shows, pre- and post-game coverage, and everything else. They've got an event Saturday starting at 3 o'clock for Arkansas fans. So that's, Tommy, that's kind of the setup for Razorback fans if you're making your way to Omaha here these next couple days for the Arkansas baseball team.
All right, I'm looking at the Bet Saracen app. Got it here in my hand on my phone. The run line is not up, but the money line is. Arkansas's -120. And LSU, this is kind of odd looking to me. -120 for Arkansas and -110 for LSU. Does that sound right? That's what it says on my phone.
Yeah, usually when it's, I feel like when it's that tight of a, and we'll see what the run line is, but when it's that
must mean it's going to be really tight because generally it's one's plus, one's minus. You know, even on tight lines, it might be -120 and +110.
And I need to retract what I just said. I was looking at this from yesterday. Today is the send-off from 11 to 11:30. I apologize. Thank you for
What'd you
Brendan
say?
from Portsmouth tomorrow. I was looking at it as reading it.
Today.
Yeah, I was reading it yesterday, reading it from yesterday. But again, today is the send-off for the setup for the Arkansas baseball team.
I was on campus this morning. Dylan's attending a football camp at the University of Arkansas. There are camps all over that campus. So the tennis facility's got something, soccer. I mean, there are. It is going to be a UA police ticketer's delight. I mean, all these parents on campus with no parking badges. They're going to be. I mean, they can write all the tickets they want.
Are they?
Okay. Isn't that the most unfair thing? You pay all this money for your kid to go to camp, and you get a parking ticket.
It is,
which I haven't yet, but you know.
Yeah, they shouldn't do that in the summer. As someone that has had an irritating run-in or two with UA parking and transit, I think all of us at some point in time have. That's something they should not enforce in the summer. No one's on campus. Every parking lot is not being utilized. Just relax for 3 months. It's not that hard. I promise. It's not that hard. All right, let's get into
it. Well, real quick, Bet Saracen app again. Just one other thing of interest tonight. Oklahoma City Thunder, Indiana Pacers. Thunder favored by 5.5 tonight. So get the Bet Saracen app. Baseball, NBA Finals, it's all there for you.
All right, let's get into our opening drive. This was, I can't remember if it was Burke or Peterson talking on Charles Davalon.
The fact that he's not just getting on base at a very high level, but he essentially never strikes out and sets the table for the power that's behind him with Aloy and Maxwell. And so there is a case to be made that Davalon has been their most important player, certainly one of the stars of the transfer portal crop from last year. He has put together certainly an All-American season in my mind.
This is the Morning Rush, and it's time for the opening drive.
So Chris Burke came on with us last week on Friday, gave you as a fan base a compliment that I hadn't heard before. Said that this fan base goes above and beyond when trying to make players on this team feel welcome, whether it's the Hawaii flags, the Aussie, and everything else. He noticed that about you as a fan base that hasn't necessarily stood out amongst others. But you heard him talking about Charles Davalon, Chuck Davalon there. He's been in your leadoff spot. He's been a dog for you this season, hitting over 300. He's got a lot of statistics which are right up there at the top with this baseball team. Here's the question for you as we get rolling here on our opening drive. Who is the most important player for this team the rest of postseason in Omaha, Nebraska? The best player is Vihivo Aloy. He's your Golden Spikes Award finalist. Might end up winning the thing here in a few weeks. Best pitcher, of course, is Zach Root. Here's my take on this. I think it's Ryder Helfrich. The reason I say that is because Ryder has flown up the batting order. I mean, he's hitting in your cleanup spot. He has done so many things that have been overlooked behind the plate. He has been awesome for you this season. And Kyle Peterson, who is also going to be, he was just on Chuck and Bo. He's also going to be on the broadcast this Saturday. Kind of went in on what makes Ryder so special for this baseball team.
Arkansas is incredibly complete, too. I think the one thing that doesn't get talked about enough with Arkansas is how good they've been defensively and how good Helfrich is behind the plate. You know, Helfrich is a strike stealer in a good way. And it's already an elite pitching staff, but when you have an elite receiver behind home plate, it's amazing the difference that it can make. I think I can say this out loud, but over the course of the year, by the metrics that are used, they think Helfrich stole them around 15 runs. When you add up all of kind of the borderlines that could have been a strike or not been a strike, the amount that he got, the percentage that he's able to get onto their side is pretty incredible. So we can talk about the offense. He had a ton of home runs. Obviously, they're going to run a bunch of dudes out there throwing 96, but I think defensively how good they were and then how good Helfrich is behind the plate is one of the things that maybe gets overlooked a little bit for Arkansas.
When you think about the catcher position for Arkansas of late, Grant Cook, Casey Opitz, more of like the defensive stalwarts, like studs behind the plate. Batting wise, you didn't necessarily always get it. And that's not a slight, that's just reality. Now, Casey always seemed to come up with a clutch hit in a big situation. It was unbelievable. Grant, of course, took that team and along with the rest of his teammates to the College World Series final. Then you've had some other guys, most notably Michael Turner. Not that he was a bad defensive catcher, but he was more offensively. No, that was more of his skill set. This year, with Ryder and taking on that role full time, he has been an absolute dog. Like, how many guys do you know that are in the bottom three of the lineup that are all of a sudden at the end of the season and postseason and cleanup? And again, he does so many things for this baseball team, but Tommy, it's he kind of gets overlooked because of Aloy and because of Root, and because they get so much attention, yet he's having an All-American caliber type of season, just like Charles Davalon is.
Well, and that's who I was going to say. I'll go a different direction, but he calls the pitches, and we saw what was one of the big differences, particularly Game 1 when Tennessee was with a backup catcher. It was pass balls, and that was, you could make the case, the difference in the game. Defensively, he's good. He calls the he calls the pitches. So I can't disagree with your selection there. Repeat your question again.
Most important, not the best, most important, the rest of postseason in Omaha, Nebraska.
I think we know what we're going to get with Zach Root and with Gage Wood, all right? You generally agree with that? Generalized, broad statement. You know you're going to get solid outings from those two. So I'm going to say Aiden Jimenez, who gave you 20 pitches in the closeout game against Tennessee and just an inning of work, might be your most important player to step up and rise to the occasion. You can't win in Omaha without a third starter performing well. It's very rare and very difficult, and you got to have the right matchup opposite you. So I'm going to go with Jimenez just simply because you better have a good third starter that you're going to lean on if you're going to hang around for a while. So I feel comfortable with Root, feel comfortable with Wood. I think you're going to get good outings from both of those guys. And if Jimenez gives you maybe his career best, good chance you're going to play for a national title. Yeah,
and to that point, like, you're not going 0-2 in barbecue. You might lose Saturday night, but you're not losing that next game. So whoever that third guy,
and then that third game,
it will be. We'll see him. Gavin in Fayetteville says, Tommy, I agree. Ryder has to be the best catcher in the country. Think about where he was last year as a 179 batter, and he is now over 350. That is insane improvement for Arkansas's catcher this season. Again,
where are all the callers that we had the text last year that wanted to fire Nate Thompson? Does Nate Thompson get any credit for Helfrich's rise in his batting average?
And I think this was on a Hog Sports message board yesterday. It's not just Ryder. Like, there are significant jumps for, I want to say 6 or 7. Like, Vahiva is a great example. Vahiva was a power hitter last year, and he hasn't been as good lately. I'll admit that, and he knows that. But when you look at his consistency over the course of 2025 compared to 2024, it's partially due to getting used to the SEC, but Thompson's had a major role in that. So, listen, last year, the criticisms were fair.
Give him the credit.
Yeah, but this year, if you're going to be fair about the criticism last year, which, again, were warranted, he knows that. then you have to give him credit for the improvements that we've seen from Ryder, Vahiva, and a lot of other guys. And they've got a lot of transfers too, which sometimes it's not necessarily, it's one thing to get a kid in a program starting freshman year and transform him when he's a junior. It's another thing to have basically an offseason with the guy and then get him to I think 6 or 7 of the guys are hitting above 300 now, Colton. So that's what this lineup is that LSU has to deal with this Saturday night.
And let's give the players some credit. We usually are resistant to dog a player when they're not performing. Let's blame a coordinator. Let's blame a play caller. Let's blame anyone other than the player. The player's the one in the batting cage. The players, it's just like golf. You got to go to the driving range and hit balls. Well, baseball's no different. You got to get in the bullpen and throw pitches, and you got to get in the batting cage and hit baseballs. And so the players should get the majority of the credit, just like they should get the majority of the blame when they're not, performing to standard. But we're quick to point to those that are the coaches. I wonder if that'll change as NIL changes here, and the money becomes more prevalent. But that's a different discussion. But I think Arkansas just got a better collection of hitting talent 1 through 9, and that's really the bottom line. And Nate Thompson deserves all the credit in the world because he got too much criticism last year. But the reality is, you just got a more talented team, and that's going to happen because of the portal setup.
All right, that is your opening drive here as we continue on a What's Your Beef Wednesday.
Brought to you by Valley Family Dental, formerly known as Riley Farm Dental. They're at the entrance to Riley Farms, and they provide every type of dental care and procedures. So if you're listening in South Fort Smith, Waldron, Mena, Mansfield, those areas, and you're looking for a great dentist, Dr. Sparkman and his team can take care of you and your family with every type of dental care and procedure. They also do the Snore Guard, a custom guard to help eliminate your snoring. Ask about that when you call and get $300 off because you listen to the Morning Rush. 226-3500, 226-3500, or go to valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Hog update coming up. More reaction to this game on Saturday.
Omaha for the Razorbacks in 2025. Do you believe?
Our exclusive coverage at the 2025 College World Series in Omaha is brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions, USA Fireworks Wholesale, First Star Bank, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue in Fayetteville, and McClarty Daniel.
Protect what matters most with the Fence Man. From heavy-duty security fencing to powered automatic gates, the Fence Man's got Fort Smith covered. The Fence Man has served the Fort Smith area for over 40 years. Custom built and built to last. Free quotes, financing for 18 months. When it comes to security fencing, nobody builds it better than the Fence Man. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanAR.com. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
There's big news in the mobile sports betting business. Bet Saracen was just named the 15th largest sports book in America. That's because Arkansans like to do business with a winner. Find all your winners on Bet Saracen. Download it today and look for my RR prop bet specials. I pick them, you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Fun banter, whatever.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here from Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're looking for the best used car your money can buy, check out our great selection of road-ready certified vehicles with warranty. If you're trading or selling your car, let us give you a free second opinion and leave with a check in your hand. If you're keeping the car you have, let us take care of it for you in the Meineke Car Care Center. Plus, follow us on Facebook for special offers and fun contests. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, Fort Smith.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Here's some exciting news for golf enthusiasts. The Golf Nut is thrilled to announce new arrivals for 2025, including Callaway Elite Woods and Irons, the new generation Pro V1 and Pro V1X golf balls, as well as a full range of lab putters, including the latest OZ model. Schedule a lesson or fitting on one of our indoor simulators to elevate your game. Visit the Golf Nut at 5121 Towson Avenue and experience golfing greatness for over 30 years.
Adventure doesn't wait, and neither should you. Start your next journey at Arkansas's #1 fifth wheel dealer, Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas. No matter the size of your family or your budget, Wheels RV has a new travel trailer or fifth wheel to help you explore the great outdoors. And with our exclusive lifetime warranty on every new RV, you can hit the open road with peace of mind. Come see us on 412 in Tawnytown or check us out at wheelsrv.net. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Whether you're opening your first checking account, purchasing your first home, saving for your first big vacation, or opening a new business, First Star Bank offers hometown service with the latest in digital banking technology. Our local team makes banking fast, convenient, and easy. From simple everyday banking to helping you fulfill your dreams, our team is here to guide you every step of the way. First Star Bank. We'll be there through all your firsts. Learn more at firststar.bank or stop by one of our local branches today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Forsgren is hiring immediately. Forsgren Incorporated, a heritage company and premier employer, is now hiring equipment operators, pipe layers, concrete finishers, and laborers. Have experience in any of these areas? Apply now at goforsgren.com. Don't delay. Forsgren is hiring now at goforsgren.com. Don't miss your opportunity to join the Forsgren legacy. Forsgren has immediate openings for equipment operators, pipe layers, concrete finishers, and laborers. Apply now at goforsgren.com. Forsgren Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
TGI Fridays on Rogers Avenue, Fort Smith has an incredible lineup for their meal deals. This includes crispy chicken fingers for only $9.99, served with seasoned fries and coleslaw. Whiskey glazed chicken slammers, $10.99. Buffalo chicken slammers, $10.99. Grilled salmon for $15.99. And Friday's big ribs for $14.99, all served with a side and fountain drink. Don't miss out on their happy hour. Karaoke on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and 50-cent wings on Monday. TGI Fridays, I-540 and Rogers Avenue, Fort Smith.
Are you looking for a great deal on a previously owned vehicle but want to avoid high-pressure sales? If so, you need to visit Edwards Auto Sales in Roland. For over 30 years, Ernie Edwards and his staff have helped folks from Arkansas and Oklahoma River Valley buy a quality vehicle and offer a buy here, pay here program as part of their services. Some restrictions may apply. Come visit Edwards Auto Center newly remodeled facility, 3 miles west of the Garrison Bridge, the first car dealer on your right, or log on at edwardsautosalesinc.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
There's only one Razorback.
Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
Razorback fans, let's stand up and call those. 107 down. This one belongs to the Razorbacks. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Colin. Alex has got room.
Everybody, Woo Big Suey. This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
Phil, if we go to Omaha, am I going to take the dead fly with me?
Let's not make a decision on that yet. Throw to first, chasing back Kojal. Tell everybody what's this dead fly.
Okay, I've had a dead fly here on my desk since the regional started, and I'm scared to death to throw it out because we keep winning.
Here's the 1-0. Iredale looks at a slider for ball 2.
So the whole game I stare at this dead fly. You see it right?
This is the laziest member of any broadcast crew I've ever been a part of. This fly's just on his back. He's dead. His leg's up. He's not working at all.
Hey, I'll eat that donut up there, that 3-year-old donut. You'll eat the fly.
Does not sound like an even trade.
Apparently both are coming, Tommy, to Omaha. The 3-year-old donut and the dead fly, and talking with Phil earlier this.
How do you transport the dead fly?
He's got it in a plastic bag. And this is a guy, kid.
You pick that up with tweezers? He's a baseball guy. He doesn't care. He just picks it up with his hands.
It's like
That's
Z.
how Bubba does it.
It's like Z with the Lucky Penny years ago. They told about when he was coaching high school ball, and it was in the toilet, and he just was like, I gotta get this penny. It's my lucky penny. He went down and stuck his hand down there and grabbed it. And I would guess a high school toilet that was probably not properly sanitized. But I remember when we first started doing a show together, Phil and I on halftime, and I distinctly remember how against superstitions he was and anything related to that line of thinking. And now it's funny to hear that clip, obviously, from this past weekend and talking with him this week. But evidently both the donut and the fly are making its way to Omaha, Nebraska this weekend.
Well, hey, baseball's the most baseball and golf are both very superstitious. I think baseball more so than anything. But if those things make you a little more confident in your surroundings and ultimately your performance, bring on the dead fly in the crusty old donut.
There you go.
It's only weird if it doesn't work.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's true.
Exactly. You mentioned all the stuff going on this weekend. Has lineman camp started? Is it set to go on today? What's the
just a half day deal.
Okay.
My for those that don't know what I'm talking about, my son Dylan will be a sophomore in high school this year, and it's camp season on the U of A. And Sam Pittman and his crew are having a lineman camp, defensive and offensive lineman today, and so he's attending that, and I'm working out of the ESPN 99.5 studios this morning. I'm sure I'll return to all the coaches waiting on me at the door, and with scholarship offers in hand. I'm sure that's exactly what I should expect from a 5'8", 203-pound lineman, right?
He is.
That's exactly what they're looking for.
He's taller than you, right? Is he gonna?
Not quite, but he thinks he's bigger than me, and he's not.
Is he gonna grow like his?
I'm afraid he's I'm afraid he's got my genetics. He's about maxed out.
Okay, I didn't know because I know you're.
Good thing is we can wear the same. We can share shoes right now. We're both in tens.
There you go.
But he's there.
That's
having
hand-me-downs,
fun.
man. That means you don't have to buy as much stuff.
Wow.
That's always good.
That means he'll be tearing up my stuff.
Oh, that's yeah.
Came home the other night and he was headed to the rodeo. He had my nicest pair of cowboy boots. Fortunately, I got home just in time to catch him. I said, "No, inside right now." What? Like, you're not. You can wear my boots, but you're not wearing that pair of boots.
Be honest. How much did you spend on those?
Honestly, $0. They were a gift from a client.
Okay, so how much did the client?
Ruskin's got a pair too. Oh, they were probably $700 or $800.
Yeah, I remember when Derek told me.
Me and
that.
Tyler and Derek all got a pair.
Okay,
Tyler Wilson when he was with us.
That's awesome.
Choctaw Casino was kind enough to include us in that.
We got to figure that. My dad was like, okay, so the thing about Baylor Brad is my dad, if you think I'm cheap, my dad takes it, he's cheap against himself. Like, he won't buy himself anything. He doesn't like expensive, lavish gifts on his birthday or Christmas. So he's had these same cowboy boots for, I think 3 decades. And they still look fine, but he's had them. And so talking with my bonus mom and my 3 bonus sisters, like, we got to get him some new ones. So we finally got him some Tacovas a year or so ago, and he loves them. I don't remember. I was probably $400 or $500. We all split, but yeah, you can spend some money on cowboy boots because those things will last, what, Tommy, 20, 30 years?
Well, he wore my pair that I got in 98, 99. Yeah, I've got a pair of full quill ostrich Nakonas. That, I mean, they're probably my most comfortable pair of footwear.
Mine are too. I got Tony Lamas.
Got the big rounded toe.
Yeah.
I mean, they're great.
All right, that is your Cowboy Hog update this morning. It's brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8
You know, I've seen, it is a What's Your Beef Wednesday brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market. I've seen people on socials, and I've gotten texts that have beef with this. According to John Rothstein of CBS Sports, the Razorbacks and the Wildcats are only playing once in basketball this next season in, luckily, Bud Walton Arena. My thought is, like, you got to make these Kentucky fans wait to play at home again for another year and a half. I don't have a beef. I'm happy they're coming here. I guess the only beef is they somehow sent them back to Rupp. But, I mean, do you have a beef with that, Tommy, that they're only playing once next year in basketball?
I would think TV would almost demand it to be played twice just because of what I would believe to be a ratings boom on that, right? I mean,
you would think.
I would think the league would want to showcase that, but I guess, generally, I mean, it just makes sense. It seems like that's what the people would want. Hey, we're brought to you by APAC and Standard Materials Group. If you need rock, asphalt, and ready-mix concrete, and a ton of different aggregate options, from small gravel to larger rip-rap rock, they've got it. 479-587-3300 is their number. They're the number one provider for top-quality aggregates and ready-mix concrete. And they got the largest fleet of transportation to get it to your job site as well. 479-587-3300 for APAC and Standard Materials Group.
All right, when we return, I don't know what the Morning Rush Daily question is going to be. Hopefully it's going to be a good one. No pressure.
I got it right here.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll get to that coming up. And as we continue on to What's Your Beef Wednesday, we'll also talk more about this baseball game come Saturday night.
What's Your Beef Wednesday is brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
There's big news in the mobile sports betting business. Bet Saracen was just named the 15th largest sports book in America. That's because Arkansans like to do business with a winner. Find all your winners on Bet Saracen. Download it today and look for my R prop bet specials. I pick them, you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Protect what matters most with the Fence Man. From heavy-duty security fencing to powered automatic gates, the Fence Man's got Fort Smith covered. The Fence Man has served the Fort Smith area for over 40 years. Custom built and built to last. Free quotes, financing for 18 months. When it comes to security fencing, nobody builds it better than the Fence Man. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanAR.com. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Since 2009, the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery has provided more than $1 billion in scholarships to thousands of Arkansans just like you. So thanks a billion, Arkansas. If you'd like to apply for the scholarship, simply go to sams.adhe.edu and fill out the information. And just like that, you're applied. The deadline's coming up, so don't forget. Apply now at sams.adhe.edu.
The Morning Rush finished 1 and 2 in this thing. Just saying.
Top
top of
dogs.
the list.
This is the Morning Rush.
I have enough trouble deciding what's for lunch. Imagine how stressed I was during the home buying process. Thankfully, Jeff Marks at Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, took the reins.
That's right, Ty. Buying or selling a home is the biggest financial decision you'll ever make. I have years of experience and proven expertise that help guide you through the process.
All my female friends love my house. I'm not kidding either.
Trust me like Ty did to guide you through every step of the way. Call me, Jeff Marks, at 479-414-1193. Big decisions, simple solutions.
See dealer for details. At Road Chevrolet, 2800 Alma Highway, Van Buren, there's never been a better time to buy. Stop in today and check out our huge discounts on new Chevrolets and pre-owns. No reasonable offer will be refused, and at Rhodes, we always give you more for your trade. Plus, we offer free pickup and delivery. You can even buy remotely. Stop in and let us show you the Rhodes way with our 2-year complimentary maintenance program on every vehicle sold. Experience the Rhodes way. Road Chevrolet, 2800 Alma Highway, where you get the best prices, period.
Dozy Place has now been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years. Celebrate your special birthday, holiday, person, or just because at Dozy Place. Start with delicious appetizers and your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Dozy Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended, so call 784-9111. 784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They are open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts need, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
COP CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050, COP CDL Academy.
Adventure doesn't wait, and neither should you. Start your next journey at Arkansas's #1 fifth wheel dealer, Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas. No matter the size of your family or your budget, Wheels RV has a new travel trailer or fifth wheel to help you explore the great outdoors. And with our exclusive lifetime warranty on every new RV, you can hit the open road with peace of mind. Come see us on 412 in Tawnytown or check us out at wheelsrv.net. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Time for the Carpat Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at carpatsocial.com.
So yesterday we tried to grade out the weight of this game on Saturday night, how it has compared to other big moments in Razorback baseball. And I kind of contended that this might be the biggest game you have played, single game you have played since 2018 in the championship series. And we kicked that back and forth. Let's talk about the team itself. Is this Dave Van Horn's best team with the most talent? Or Ty, is it just the most balanced team? It's got great pitching. It's got hitting up and down the lineup. You can say, well, Tommy, that's one and the same. I'm not sure that talent and balance always mean the same thing. So is this the most talented team Dave's had or just simply the most balanced team? Because I think there's been better players, the Benatendis and the Kevin Kopps, the Isaiah Campbells. We could keep going on and on. There's been better individual talent I think you could easily make a case for. Is this the most balanced team?
I think it's the team we're caught up in right now because they're in the College World Series. I think you could blend in this same question in 2018, 19, not necessarily 2022, but I mean, you could bring it in there. I mean, there's major leaguers on that team, like Hagan, and then you can go back to a lot of College World Series teams. I think it's one of those things. You've got. I saw this list the other day, Tom. You got 5 projected draft picks, I think, that were higher, like Gage, Vahiba, Root. I can't remember who. I'm going to guess Davalon and Kojal. Colin, you might have that. Is that, or were they on the list too?
Davalon was on the list.
Okay.
I'll find the other
I can't remember the other one, but like 5 to me for an Arkansas team kind of sounds low. So I think I think I would go with the latter and just being balanced, not necessarily the most talented. Which sometimes like the most talented team doesn't win, and that's fine. Like
oftentimes, history has said the #1 seed has not won till last year, right? From 99 forward, Miami did it, and then it was last year with Tennessee.
And how about this stat? First time since 57, Tommy.
Saw this.
Since the top 8 teams from the College World Series the year before, the only 8, not the top 8.
The returning 8.
Returning 8.
Or the 8 that are there this year, there's no returning team from the previous year.
I mean, I
saw that 1957. I'm like, wow.
60 plus, was that
68 years?
Yeah.
68 years. I'm like, that's unbelievable that you've had at least one team repeat. I've never even thought of that. But I think this is the most, maybe we'll come back and talk about that in a little bit, but I think this is the most balanced team. It's also the healthiest team they've had going into postseason as well. Healthiest team. But, I mean, you're going to have hitters go into slumps. Kahiva Avloy at DH has been in a slump, but you are seeing players kind of rise out of that. And really, 1 through 9, there's not a hole right now that you can work around. I mean, there's not really a lull in that lineup. Arkansas has not always had that. They've been 4, 5, 6 deep. I think you can easily make the case you're 9 deep right now at the plate, 8 for sure. You seem to have a plan. You got a starter, and then you got a middle to long reliever. Haven't had to use much closers, go to someone to get one inning, but you've got platoons in your pitching. So I think it's the most balanced team because you don't have the one overwhelming superstar. And I know Eloy's up for the Golden Spikes and may win that.
But it's so balanced. That's the thing.
But he is not a canyon away. He's not a Grand Canyon away from the rest of his teammates.
Yeah, and
maybe this team's more talented than we think. Maybe it's just so much talent across the board. But it's at the same time, I think it's the most balanced team we've seen in some time for Dave. Maybe ever.
It kind of goes to the point that Chris Burke was making about Charles Davalon, which we played earlier in the show. It's like you can't. He's got such power behind him that you can't afford to get him on base, which he has an insane amount rate this season. He's having an All-American type player, but the chasm or the canyon or lack thereof between Eloy and the rest of the team, when you think about what the guys are hitting, you think about Ryder Helfrich, his improvement from 179 to 350 plus this year. You think about Charles Davalon, who is one of the best leadoff hitters in baseball. You think about Camden Kojal, who's probably had the best 6 weeks of any Razorback down the stretch. You think about Zach Root, who's a first-team All-SEC-er, hasn't lost in the postseason just yet. Should have helped you beat LSU, by the way, back in Game 1 when he was up when he left. So there are so many elements to this team that you can say, just when you speak of the term balance, that you have to like heading into this matchup with the LSU Tigers. This text comes from Dave and Gentry here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. I think this year's defense, especially behind the plate, sets them apart. I think we've gotten so used to this team being great at fielding over the years that when you see mistakes like we saw last weekend against Tennessee, not by Arkansas, but by the Vols, Peebles in Game 2, I'm forgetting their starting catcher in Game 1, there's like, Colton, 6-7 pass balls between two games? I don't even know. I can't even remember. I have to go back and look if Arkansas even had one. Those things showcase themselves during mistakes. You don't even notice them when they're not happening. But with Arkansas, the lack of errors they've had this season, the pass balls that Helfrich hasn't let by, that's definitely something, Dave, that I wholeheartedly agree with.
Well, and the one time they had a really bad, terrible inning of a defensive showcase, what happened? They were in the tournament against Ole Miss, and they couldn't climb out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, bullpen depth is what Hogwild puts out. Paul in Fort Smith says it's the deepest team that Dave Van Horn has had, defensive, pitching, and at the plate. They are definitely the best all-around team. No real weakness.
So am I asking the question correctly? Am I in the right context with the question? Talent or balance? Should it be talent or depth? I mean, do I have the right words in here? Because to me, it's about balance. It's not about you got a fleet of pitchers here in a 3-man rotation that can mow everybody down, and then you can't hit your weight at the plate. They're good. They're really good at pitching, obviously, but I don't know that they're the best in the country, and they're the best offense in the country. I mean, if you had to say this team was unbalanced in any way, it's certainly they're more offensive than they probably are. It's from the mound with their pitching staff, but their pitchers are really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just I don't know.
It's not just the comparison of individuals. It's the three categories you think within baseball: fielding, hitting, and pitching, and those aren't separate. It's not just the Golden Spikes winner and everyone else. It's also the fact that those aspects of this team are so intertwined, so together. There's been games in series this season where the pitching's had to come up big. There's been games in series this season where hitting, you've had to score 8, 9, 10 runs. Or the fielding has come up where Arkansas, Colton, you mentioned a game where they didn't have success in the infield. Well, there hasn't been a lot of those this season. So balance, talent, I know those go hand in hand sometimes. Either way, you've got a great shot to win on Saturday, and there's a reason that you're projected to win this whole stinking thing by Vegas. All right,
maybe we wrap it up like this. It's maybe Dave's most complete team.
Yeah, you could
all
argue,
around the most complete team.
You could argue they're the deepest, the most balanced, and the most talented. All of them.
I think we're all driving at the same thing. All right, that's your Morning Rush Daily Question. Ty, it's brought to you by Cart Path Social.
Yeah, this Saturday at Cart Path Social, you can join them for a free family golf day with First Tee of Northwest Arkansas, ages 4 to 14, plus the parents. This Saturday from 9 to 11 a.m. in Lowell. Cart Path Social, 122 Grant Place, right across from Atwoods. Kids can take their own golf ball and decorate to take home. Free glove decorating station as well. It's 100% free to participate. This is their big birthday bash weekend going on. They've got Cart Path Social After Dark, a College World Series watch party. This would be a great place to watch the LSU game this Saturday night. CartPathSocial.com. You can sign up for this event. It's always BYOB and pay per bay, not per person, per bay at Cart Path Social. I think we're kind of, like you said, driving at the same points, going around circles. I think when it comes to this baseball team and what you have, what lies ahead of you this week, I'll reference something I heard Dudley Dawson talk about.
To be the man, you gotta beat the man, and I'm saying, woo, right here, I'm the man.
So to me, now I know Scott Tabor, I know Clay, and I know a lot of others would disagree on this logic. And listen, they've got more years on me. They've watched more Arkansas baseball over the years. It's always Texas for them, and it's always going to be that. But Texas is not, I know they've been to a national championship in the last 20 years. But when you think about the last three coaches of LSU all winning national championships since 2000, Burtman, Maneri, and Jay Johnson, they're trying to get their second in 3 years. This is the standard of college baseball that you're facing up against. And to me, kind of like in football at times, now it was almost reinvigorated when you played Texas in 2021 and you played them again this past year. This is Arkansas's biggest rivalry in baseball. And again, I know if you're probably 40 plus, you disagree with that statement. But there hasn't been the same level of its success for the Longhorns in college baseball the last 20 years that there has been for LSU.
Hadn't played them. You hadn't played them a lot.
Well, it's not, but it's not just that, Tommy. They haven't been in the College World Series as much. They haven't made it to Omaha. They have not had the same impact as they've had decades before that LSU has had these last two. That's why, to me, it's not only are you trying to get over the hump of winning your first ever national championship, but you've got to go through the best program in baseball the last 2
It's going to get restoked because you're going to play games of consequence. Texas is going to be good at baseball for a while. I mean, this lull that you're talking about, they're in Texas. They need about 4 shell cards, 4 Casey's cards or something to do the recruiting. People knock on their door. I mean, they get to select a little bit more. I think Schlossnagel is, he's going to have that thing very competitive. So, I mean, get used to having games of consequence. That's why you consider LSU Arkansas's chief rival. I think that's what you're driving at here. Well, it's because you played them every year, and they've been games of consequence, and you've played them in moments that matter. You hadn't had that with Texas. You've had that with LSU.
You know what's
You've
great?
had that with Tennessee. That's why I think Tennessee's a big rival.
And what's great about baseball is this is actually requited. It's on both sides. And the reason I say that is because no one cares about playing you in football. Texas doesn't care. A&M doesn't care. LSU doesn't care. And that's one of the reasons sometimes you go in and you beat them, because there's no incentive, because they feel like that you're a lesser program. It's not like that in basketball, and it's not like that in baseball. Of course, when Cal here, that got up, the ante got moved, and everything else. Baseball-wise, though, it is fully returned. Like, that's the reason, like, you have Tiger Bay. You have a reason Tennessee fans were so hyped up for this weekend, is because the expectation is there when it comes to Arkansas baseball, and the rivalries that you have are both ways. It's not a one-sided affair like you have in football sometimes.
Hey, protect what matters most with the Fence Man. From heavy-duty security fencing to powered automatic gates, the Fence Man has you covered. And they have served Fort Smith and the surrounding areas for more than 40 years with custom-built, built-to-last fencing and gates, free quotes, financing for 18 months. And when it comes to security fencing, nobody builds it better than the Fence Man. 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanAR.com. It's a What's Your Beef Wednesday. What's bothering you out there? Richard's Country Meat Market brings us What's Your Beef Wednesday, 479-443-0000. Have a feast for Dad this Father's Day weekend. Call ahead. They'll have it curbside ready. Or visit them online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
All right, when we return, we're going to talk with Richard Davenport as we roll on a What's Your Beef Wednesday.
Protect what matters most with the Fence Man. From heavy-duty security fencing to powered automatic gates, the Fence Man's got Fort Smith covered. The Fence Man has served the Fort Smith area for over 40 years. Custom built and built to last. Free quotes, financing for 18 months. When it comes to security fencing, nobody builds it better than the Fence Man. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanAR.com. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
There's big news in the mobile sports betting business. Bet Saracen was just named the 15th largest sports book in America. That's because our Kansans like to do business with a winner. Find all your winners on Bet Saracen. Download it today and look for my Double R prop bet specials. I pick 'em, you win 'em.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Largemouth bass will be spawning soon at ponds and lakes all over Arkansas and Oklahoma. One of the best lures to catch them on at this time is the famous Yum Dinger. We make them by the truckloads in Fort Smith in 3, 4, 5, and 6-inch sizes, and they are in tackle boxes of bass anglers all over the U.S. and all over the world. Wacky rigging the 5-inch model can't be beat for spawning bass. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Yum Dinger.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here from Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're looking for the best used car your money can buy, check out our great selection of road-ready certified vehicles with warranty. If you're trading or selling your car, let us give you a free second opinion and leave with a check in your hand. If you're keeping the car you have, let us take care of it for you in the Meineke Car Care Center. Plus, follow us on Facebook for special offers and fun contests. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, Fort Smith.
Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023, Anheuser-Busch, Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Sunday, June 15th is Father's Day, and Jelco Outdoors has hundreds of gifts for those special dads. Special in-store deals on knives by Case, Benchmade, Kershaw, and more. Keep Dad cool with a new cooler by Yeti and Yukon Outfitters. Select hunting and fishing clothing on sale now. New rods, reels, and compound bows would make Dad's Day really special. And Jelco gift cards are always a perfect fit. Jelco Outdoors, your Father's Day gift store. 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
The paint store in Van Buren is still the place to go to when doing the job right really matters. Our unique line of Richards paint products was chosen by me to perform for you. This is Sue, and my 35 years of experience ensures you get the right paint and the right color. That's important to you and me. Thank you for your support. Come see what I'm talking about. 1414 Fayetteville Road, the paint store, Van Buren.
Hey, Todd Richardson from the Morning Rush, and I want to tell you what Linda, Joe, and their team are doing at Neumeyer's Whippoorwill Restaurant. Daily lunch specials come with a side and a roll, Monday through Friday from 11 to 3, just $9.99 each. Mondays is Mimi's Meatloaf. Tuesday is 3 chicken tenders. Wednesday is chicken fried steak. Thursday, Garrison Swiss chicken. And Friday, a Whippoorwill burger. 509 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith. Neumeyer's Whippoorwill Restaurant. Timeless Southern home cooking.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
Hey, it's Matt Jones. Join me, Phil, and Dr. Charles Liggett every Monday at 12:15 for my favorite segment, 3 Up, 3 Down.
A&M getting swept by Missouri. That's the worst college baseball team, or at least we played them. What I've seen of them that I've ever seen in the SEC, I mean, they almost got run ruled.
It made no sense. Charlie, it made no sense. 3 Up, 3 Down is presented by River Valley Smile Center. I'm a patient there, and you can be too. That's River Valley Smile Center. When you come here, you become family.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, partly sunny skies. Our high temperatures this afternoon will be into the upper 80s. We will see an increase in the cloud cover tonight. Slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm across the south. Overnight lows will drop down upper 60s. We will see a chance of widely scattered showers and thunderstorms Thursday, highs low to mid 80s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Cop CDL Academy. Call them today at 479-632-1050. Cop CDL Academy, expanding horizons.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 80 days. This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Bud Light, brewed with the best barley, rice, water, and hops to be America's favorite light beer. Bud Light, please drink responsibly.
These people are idiots. Delusional morons. I don't get it. Explain that. Oh, my gosh. Well, we're throwing. Who are you throwing?
It'll be Root.
You'll
know his name by the end of the night. Yeah.
Why do you say that? They're going to jump in a lake, but they're going to jump in a lake after a loss to cool off.
People are wanting us to send Ty to another city and not Omaha. Look, folks, I mean, there's nothing we can do about this. This is all above our pay grade here. But listen, if they go there and they lose, it is all Ty Richardson's fault. There's no other way around this. 100%. This is the way it is. So send him your cards and letters if they get knocked out by Murray State on Monday, all right? Because that's what's going to happen. If they blow it, it's his fault. It's not Dave. It's not any player. It's Ty.
Home steals your joy like a thief. What brought you grief? To fight it for relief. Tell us your belief. Tell us what's your beef.
Live from the Busch Light Studios, this is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
And it's hour number 2 of the Morning Rush. Richard Davenport on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline coming up momentarily. I know there's been some recruiting news this week, but as it is a What's Your Beef Wednesday, we've got a few this morning. Tommy and Tiger Bait were going at it a little bit. Here's an outside of Derek saying that if they lose this year, it's my fault. Here's another beef I've had as last 48 hours or so has gone on. So Arkansas beats Tennessee in the Super Regional, right? And I don't know if anyone else feels this way. And it could be just me. But if you go on to win a title this year and finally get that monkey off your back, the hog's going to hog, whatever, hashtag goes away and everything else, I feel as though like Tony Vitello has inserted himself into this story. Does anyone else feel that way? And I say that, just hear me out. Just hear me out on this. And I say that as someone that would not be disappointed at all if he was eventually Arkansas's coach. I've got annoyed by his antics just like you have as a fan. But I felt like following the game and again, you can be complimentary and I get that, but like going out of his way to talk with the staff and talk with the guys and either those relationships. And I thought his interview on Chuck and Bo was great yesterday. I listened to every second of it. I thought they asked some good, insightful questions. He was funny off the top with the pizza story and everything else. But I just feel like that it's almost been one of those things where he's doing everything he can to build goodwill to the university, Hunter, and everyone else, that if Dave eventually retires, maybe sooner than we think, that he wants to be first in line.
It's a job interview, right?
And I mean, that's all it's been. It doesn't take a genius or rocket scientist to figure that out. You don't have to have any intelligence whatsoever. I'm talking about it. But the last 48 hours has played exactly that. And it is a beef of mine, especially if they go on to win this national title this year. And part of the story was, well, is Tony going to take over Dave's spot now? Like right after that? That's what we're going to talk about. And it should be the only thing that we should be talking about is what Chris Burke spoke to and the championship, what it would mean to Dave in this university.
From DVH's perspective, I think it would be the exclamation point on a Hall of Fame career. I mean, it's the only thing missing from his trophy case. He's done everything that there is to do in the sport of college baseball. He's loved by his peers and his players. He certainly has checked every box that a college head baseball coach would want to check, and there's only one last box left to check. And from a university standpoint, a fan base standpoint, I think they are as committed both financially and also from a support staff standpoint as any program in America. So I think as the SEC has kind of traded off championships here over the last decade or so, it feels like Arkansas is the next one in line.
Am I off base? I mean, call me ludicrous, call me crazy. Has anyone else outside of me here in the last few days picked up on that, or am I just a moron?
I think you're focused on the wrong thing. I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's kind of like, and I would compare Tony Vitello to a little bit of Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin's behavior at Tennessee was different than his behavior at Ole Miss, different than his behavior with the Raiders, different than US, all those places, right? Because I think Tony Vitello is doing what he thinks he needs to do and pushing the buttons he needs to push to be where he's at. And you get a lot more leeway when you win a national championship, when you bring your program to its heights. I think if he was Arkansas's next head coach, and boy, that's, hopefully a ways down the road, you could do a lot worse than him. But I don't know that his antics and the way he's running his program there would be the way he would run a program elsewhere, Arkansas or anywhere else.
It's Kiffin, Saban, DVH, Vitello. Now, Kiffin hasn't had as much success as Vitello has, but they're virtually the same.
I don't know. I know there's a natty difference, but I wouldn't go that far to say he hadn't had as much success. I mean, if we're only going to measure a national title, sure, but I think there's a lot more ways to measure the national title.
I'm talking about Kiffin and Vitello, Tommy. Kiffin hasn't had much success in the same line of thinking as Vitello has with the national championship, but that dynamic is very real. The Kiffin and Saban dynamic to DVH and Vitello. I don't think there's a better comparison that you can make between coaching cohorts and individuals than that.
What's Your Beef Wednesday, brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market. From the aroma of bacon-wrapped fillets to perfectly flavored gourmet burgers and fresh kebabs on the grill, it's time for summertime feasts that feast the senses and satisfy the senses as well. It's Father's Day weekend. Get something great to go on the grill this weekend from Richard's Country Meat Market, 479-443-0000. Richard's Country Meat Market, 3042 North Market Avenue in Fayetteville, and online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
Who gives a damn about LSU?
Tiger Bait does. Now, Tiger Bait, Eddie in Russellville wants to know why you would call yourself Tiger Bait, considering you trap a tiger and it doesn't make any sense. Can you explain that? He wants to know this morning.
Tiger bait. Well, it's what we yell at the opposing teams when they come to Baton Rouge, or they go anywhere. Your tiger bait is what you are. That's what that means, basically, Eddie. Look it up, Eddie. Do a little research before you run that pie hole. But that's what your tiger bait. Arkansas Razorbacks are tiger bait. Tusk is tiger bait. That's what we bait a trap with, is Tusk. When you won it once, it's easy to win it twice. You know how. You've won it 7 times, it's easy to win it 8 times. You know how. But when you've never won it, Eddie, you got no clue how to win it. If that would have been in 2018, LSU on that foul ball, we fight over that foul ball. We don't let it drop.
Yeah.
We catch it and celebrate number 8. That's what we're going to do Saturday night. You're intimidated, Eddie, and you Razorback fans, by us. That's why we call our sign in right field the Intimidator, and we've got room for number 8 on it. Where's your sign, Eddie? Where's your sign, Bo? Where's your sign, Rusk? Where's your sign? Do y'all have a sign? You don't have a sign. You'll never have a sign. Tiger bait!
Here's your sign.
Hey, I smell a bet. Still on? Okay, Tiger Bait. What do you want to bet Arkansas wins this game come Saturday night?
Well, I will tell you this: if we lose the game,
okay.
If y'all lose the game, you got a way better chance of getting to the final the following Monday than we do because of your bullpen. I'll say that.
Okay, so
you didn't even use Dylan Carter. You didn't even use McIntyre in the Super. I don't know if you used him in the regional. That's how deep y'all are. We don't have deep arms. We just have 2 great starters.
Yeah, and you're going to see Root and Anderson go at each other this Saturday night. Here's Kyle Peterson talking about it.
Anderson's a top 5 overall pick. Root probably made himself some money last week. I mean, to me, he's a back end of the first round guy anyway. But if he looks the way he did last weekend, I mean, he was up 99, and it was just one time when he got fired up. But still, it showed what the max velocity is. The breaking ball was real. So it's always exciting on a stage like that.
So he goes on a little bit more. But Tiger Bait, You got to answer my question. What's the bet? Because I think Zach Root has shown in the 3 biggest outings of his college career that he's the real deal. And do you remember? Hold on. Do you remember what happened in Baton Rouge? I know Arkansas lost that game 1, but Zach outpitched Anderson that game. They were up 4-2. He goes. LSU comes back. We all know what happened. Extras, but Zach outpitched him in that game. So what's the bet come Saturday? What's the what are we betting on?
I would rather be outpitched and win than put up a stellar performance and have an L behind it. What do you want to bet? It doesn't matter. I mean, Root's a loose cannon. He'll either give you solid 7 or 8, or he's done in 2 or 3. And I think he's done in 2 or 3. There'll be 20,000 LSU fans at Schwab Stadium.
Oh, give me a
it's
break.
not going to be.
Oh,
excuse me.
Yeah, you think there's going to be 20,000 LSU fans and only 4,000 Razorback fans? I heard what Jay Johnson said this week. He thinks it's going to be a stadium in purple. He's hammered. Do you really think Arkansas fans are not going to travel come Saturday night for one of the biggest games they've had in the last decade? Do you really think?
Not realize if we don't make the College World Series, we still have huge fan support there. We just go there because we're so used to going there and winning. Like I said, we've got room for number 8 in our right field on the Intimidator. They call it that for a reason. When you tee it up against Tiger Woods, you're beat mentally before you can get on the tee box. This team, Arkansas, will beat mentally because they're playing baseball royalty, and y'all know that.
All right, do me a favor. You think about the next 2 days between now and Friday. Call back in on Friday, put out a bet. I'll accept the terms on the other side as long as it's not like physical abuse or something like that, and we'll see what plays out in Omaha on Saturday. Deal?
Yeah, I'll think about it. I don't know where you want to go with this bet. Do I get 2 hours in the studio?
We might have
Why
to.
would we punish the audience?
Yeah, we don't want to lose.
Oh, no. Hey, let me tell you something. Your ratings will be huge if you announce in advance that I'm on for an hour or 2 hours, and I'll take phone calls. I'll take phone calls.
We'll consider. Just think of something between now and then. Appreciate your call, Tiger Bait. We gotta run on that again. And that's true. Everything he just said is valid about LSU's dominance here in the last 20, 30, 40 years. I mean, the 7 national championships speak for themselves. This is not 2014. This is not 2012 through 2019. Like, Arkansas has been pretty even with LSU. Now, they had the national championship 2 years ago with Skeens, Tanks, Cruz, and that squad, which was unbelievable. Still wish Arkansas would have paid to get Skeens that year. That being said, I think I don't know about you, I'm pretty confident when Zach Root and the rest of this squad come Saturday night. Could be proven wrong, but that's how I feel.
Arkansas's history against really good pitchers, Arkansas's history about rising to the occasion is pretty good. I'll take our chances. And if anyone on the LSU side is as arrogant as Tiger Bait, as confident as Tiger Bait, then they'll have what's coming to them. Hey, if it's time to spruce up your existing home or even build a brand new one, trust the experts at Farm Credit of Western Arkansas to help you choose the right financing option that's best for you and your family and your project. Visit myaglender.com or drop by any of Farm Credit's 25 locations today and start building more family memories with Farm Credit of Western Arkansas.
All right, we bring in our friend Richard Davenport, Whole Hog Sports Arkansas Democrat Gazette. Sometimes it's tough to follow an act, but in this case, I think Richard could talk about peas the next 10 minutes and it would be more enjoyable. RD, Razorbacks got a couple of commits this week. Blair Irvin, Benville wide receiver, and Dalen Green out of Florida. What did Arkansas get in a wide receiver and safety here these last few days?
Yeah, Blair Irvin, the guy, obviously people know about C.J. Brown, who was a freshman last year for Arkansas, receiver out of Bentonville, too. And he's a faster version of C.J. Maybe not the size of C.J., but he is the faster version. So I think he's a guy that I think people are going to be pleasantly surprised with. Good size, not great size, but about 6 foot, maybe 6'1" max, about 175. Obviously, will continue to grow into college. And then Dalen Green, hard-hitting guy. That's the first thing that I noticed looking at his film probably a couple months ago when he got offered. He played a lot of safety in high school. Will play linebacker for Arkansas. 6'2", about 210. Will light you up, and just a guy that embraces physicality, and that's obviously what you need on the defensive side of the ball.
RD, when the settlement starts officially July 1st, I've seen some things that apparently written within the rules that it's supposed to start now. There's some elements that I'm still trying to figure out, but just from a broad standpoint, how do you think recruiting changes come this July and beyond for Arkansas football?
Well, I think it gives them a more of an even playing field. If it gets a little loud, I'm at 7-on-7 at Arkansas, along with Arkansas D-line, O-line camp.
Okay.
But it definitely will even things out a little bit more. Now, here's the deal: the money's been on the table because there hasn't been any kind of restrictions or anything. But now with some restrictions as far as about the amount of money that you have in your pool, I do suspect that there's going to be some under the table stuff. Now, does the NCAA do anything about it? The NCAA hasn't had a good track record historically about penalizing wrongdoers, but I think still, for the most part, you're not going to see under the table money unless it's maybe like the top 50 guys or something like that, top 40. So the rest of the guys you'll probably be able to compete as far as market value for each position. And I think that's going to be a huge deal for Arkansas because they've been behind the 8 ball since all this NIL stuff started. They've been lower third of the SEC, and I think you see that, especially just recently with the transfer portal. I think they've done well in the transfer portal, but you look at some of the schools that had NIL money, a lot more NIL money, like Texas Tech. When did Texas Tech ever just kill it in recruiting? But they did it in the transfer portal because they had a huge backer funneling money. So that's all going to even things out for the most part, but there'll still be some under the table stuff here, here or there.
Should conferences have a standard or a guideline or hey, we all agree as SEC members how we're going to break up the $25 million? I know there was some conversation in Destin about that, about percentages for football, men's basketball, and maybe some leeway with the other sports. Do you think that gets traction? Or I know Kentucky would not be in favor of that because they don't want to put their money into football. But if you're really going to levelize the playing field, at least within the SEC, you need to all be spending about the same amount of money on said rosters, whether it's basketball, football, baseball, and beyond.
Yeah, just like the other professional sports salary caps. I get what you're saying. That's a good question, Tommy. I really don't know. I think that obviously it's something that should be considered pretty heavily, but I'm sure some schools will fight it and say, hey, we have this certain amount of pool. Let's let each school make the decision how they want to split it up. But I know what you're saying, and that would work better for Arkansas if everybody had the same amount of money.
So how interested are really the teams at the top? How interested really is the SEC in a true levelized playing field?
That's another good question. Probably some of the schools. I don't know what the breakdown would be as far as number of schools that would be in favor of not having a cap, but I would tend to think that you'd probably have. I'm just guessing 6 to 7 that would be against it, and the others would probably, won't some kind of cap. But that's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
I think that's the next big battleground. You're over at the U of A right now. I know I was there this morning, dropping my son off at the Lyman camp you referenced. It is camp season over there. Tennis has something going on. So there's stuff basically on every open outdoor space. Plus the indoor was busy this morning. What are you seeing over there so far as they're welcoming a lot of kids around the state and around the region onto campus this week?
Well, one kid that got my attention as far as Lyman. Was Fabian Allen from Pine Bluff, 6'5", 308. But the deal is, he's just going into the 9th grade, He's a good-looking kid.
Say that
Moves
again.
pretty
He's
good.
6'5", 308.
308, and he's just going into the 9th grade. He's just coming out of the 8th grade, obviously. So when I saw him and Coach Johnson, the coach from Michael Johnson from Coach Williams at Pine Bluff, I was like, dang, who is this? He's got to be an upperclassman, some guy that I don't know about. Coach Williams is always really good about letting me know about some of his kids if he thinks that they're worthy of D1. And he hadn't obviously approached me on a kid just going into the 9th grade. But I was thinking that he was maybe a guy going into the 11th or 12th grade. But he and he carries his weight pretty good. I mean, not great, but pretty good. So I was like, I was like, dang. But and Arkansas is definitely taking a hard look at him. And I don't expect any kind of offer or anything like that today. But he's definitely going to be on their radar going forward. And that's the benefits of coming to these camps. Coaches may not know about you, and then when they see a natural offensive lineman, 6'5", 308, going into the 9th grade and moves pretty good, you're naturally just going to keep tabs and see his progression and see what happens.
I know when we pulled into the park. Now my son's 5'8", about 200 pounds, and he was seeing some of these guys you're describing. These behemoths, these 6'3", 6'4", 6'5" guys that are pushing 300. He kind of looked at me, and he didn't say, "Dad, I'm scared," but you could tell that hey, this was going to be an eye-opening experience for him today. So be looking probably for the smallest guy on the field out there.
Do you know what number he is?
I don't know what they gave him. I had to. I turned him loose, but these are really ID camps for these kind of guys to get found and to get on the radar for the coaching staff and to kind of get them in their system.
It is, and the 7-on-7, which I'm outside on the practice fields right now. I'm watching 7-on-7. There might be a kid that the coaches noticed today that they didn't know about, and that's the benefit of Arkansas having these 7-on-7 camps. You got to give Pat Doherty a lot of credit. Obviously, Coach Pittman they really kind of got this thing going for us. Having 7-on-7 on campus obviously helps them with kids that maybe may not been to the University of Arkansas, and a lot of them may be obviously a lot younger. 28, 29, 27 classes, and they may develop in a year or two into something, and they've been to the campus and seen Arkansas, and that may kind of open up the door for them to be, a little bit more interested in Arkansas if they hadn't been on campus.
Richard, is there any bump from this baseball team? Is baseball big enough to have a bump for the other sports? Does it get enough attention with kids of that age to notice that the College World Series in Arkansas is there? Does it do anything at all? Does it move the needle?
Yeah, it does, especially for the for the parents that are maybe casual college baseball fans. They're aware that Arkansas is in the College World Series, and they're obviously aware of David Van Horn and the program that he's built. But even if say some parents or kids are not aware of what's going on, when kids are on campus making an official visit or whatever, the coaches sure point that out, and then they point. And I'm just like I said, I'm on the practice fields. I look at that flag 51. You as a staff, you always point out success of the other programs too, and it kind of points out the commitment the University of Arkansas has to athletics. And that does go well. And I was talking to a parent today that wants a school that focuses on athletics, and it's important in the community. And one of the reasons they're interested in Arkansas is because of what they encountered a few months ago when they visited. It was they saw the support from the state, the Fayetteville area, and then saw all the commitment as far as facilities and everything else involved for the athletic program. You go over just across the street to the Jerry Jones Academic Center. Now that wins over Mama, and obviously Dad. It wins over Mama, and Mom wants to see that stuff. And when you have a facility, Arkansas's academic facility is as good as anywhere in the country. I promise you. I know that just talking to people around the country, parents or people that have been around the country visiting schools and stuff like that resonates with kids and parents, especially kids that are serious about their education.
All right, we'll leave it there, RD. Appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of camps and see if you can pick out old Dylan Kraft here the rest of the day. Okay.
Oh, I see. I just he just pancaked the guy. I think that's him.
Yeah, they call him Waffle House. So that's for sure. All right, Richard, enjoy the time on campus and a little early Happy Father's Day weekend.
All right, buddy. We'll see you.
All right, Richard Davenport with us live from the U of A, where Lyman Camp and 7-on-7 Camp are going on today. Last night, it was my turn to cook, Ty. Laura had said, hey, I've cooked breakfast. It's summertime. So she cooked breakfast, cooked lunch for our kids and the neighborhood kids, and everybody's over. Dinner's on you, big boy. So I sent out the group text. What do you want? Unanimously, Arts. Everybody wanted to go to Arts Barbecue last night. So we had Abigail had the chicken strips with their mac and cheese. She loves their mac and cheese. Love that, their house-made ranch that they do there. I had the ribs, and they were really awesome. And Dylan had the brisket. And I took a little pinch out of his box before he saw it. It was tender and delicious last night. I called ahead. It was available at the pickup window, so that made it easy. Didn't even have to get out of the car to pick it up. So if you're looking for a great place for lunch or dinner today, Arts Barbecue on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith can take care of everything you need. And they've even got those fried pies to end the great meal as well. It's Arts Barbecue, 452-2550 to call ahead and have it ready, or stop in and see them on Rogers Avenue next to Buddy's in Fort Smith.
When we return, SEC update, going to look at the coaching salaries within this league, get into a few other things here on a What's Your Beef Wednesday.
Omaha for the Razorbacks in 2025. Do you believe?
Our exclusive coverage at the 2025 College World Series in Omaha is brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions, USA Fireworks Wholesale, First Star Bank, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue in Fayetteville, and McClarty Daniel.
This Father's Day, help Dad be all he can be with a gift from the Home Depot. Because he's not just Dad, he's the handyman of the house, the plumber in a pinch, and the emergency mechanic. Upgrade his gear this Father's Day with the Husky Mechanics 270-piece tool set from the Home Depot. Now on special buy for $119, a $695 value. For every kind of dad, find the perfect gift this Father's Day at the Home Depot.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text. Text BREAK to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text BREAK to 321-321. That's BREAK to 321-321.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
I want to hear you. Go ahead.
You're fired. This is the Morning Rush.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off. Or lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer EV with hands-free driving assistance and go 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds for as low as $900 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
A lot of life can happen between sips of Dasani. You know, the life moments, big and small, that are worth getting thirsty for. Like organizing a family movie night under the stars. Or hearing an old favorite song and having an impromptu dance party. Or finding a new dinner recipe that the whole family loves. The crisp, clean taste of Dasani was made for all of life's thirst-worthy moments. Dasani, because life happens between sips.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Hey, it's Matt Jones. If the weather has raked your roof and you need a roofing company you can trust, call my friends at Patriot Brothers Roofing. They are licensed, bonded, insured, and lifetime River Valley residents located in Van Buren.
Thanks, Matt. We are also the only roofing company in the River Valley that installs a full CertainTeed integrity roof system and registers a 50-year warranty directly with CertainTeed. Avoid the door knockers and storm chasers. We are local and we will be here long after the storm chasers are gone.
Check out PatriotBrothersRoofing.com or call 479-652-9479.
Patriot Brothers Roofing, because your home deserves only the best.
We all make plans for the future, like car accidents, break-ins, and unexpected fires can disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design insurance plans that work for you and help protect what matters most. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call Randy Milam in Alma or Brandon Zimmerman in Barley.
Adventure doesn't wait, and neither should you. Start your next journey at Arkansas's #1 fifth wheel dealer, Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas. No matter the size of your family or your budget, Wheels RV has a new travel trailer or fifth wheel to help you explore the great outdoors. And with our exclusive lifetime warranty on every new RV, you can hit the open road with peace of mind. Come see us on 412 in Tawnytown or check us out at wheelsrv.net. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell. Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion.
You know, every game is a dogfight. About the tough there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
The Hawks have finally it's the first SEC tournament championship for Arkansas.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
Welcome to Columbus.
I tell you one thing.
I think there'll never be anyone else like it. Coach, you're an icon.
Tom, I don't know if you saw yesterday, they announced the final College game day, and you could have put 2 and 2 together, is going to be in Columbus, Ohio, where the first one was, featuring an SEC team in the Texas Longhorns and, of course, the Buckeyes of Ohio State for Lee Corso's swan song this upcoming college football season in week number 1. I heard Reese Davis has been talking about this. They're not going to let anyone else put on the headgear, but it comes to an end this upcoming football season, week 1, Tommy.
Yeah, and you know, you'd love to know more about it. He is a beloved figure in college football. He has done a lot to promote the sport. I mean, that's probably one of the more watched 5 minutes of any pregame show is that last few minutes when they're doing their picks, and people tune in to see The headgear. I always thought when Arkansas played an 11 a.m. game coming right out of that, you knew you had a big audience to start your game. And I don't know. I know it happened at Ohio State the first time he put the headgear on. I don't know how spontaneous or planned it was or wasn't, but it's been one of the best hallmarks and one of the best branding gadgets, if you will, for ESPN, and it's made that show. Really has.
Yeah, and you think about people, appointment television, you mentioned people staying on and watching the Arkansas game if they played 11. Well, how about the fact also that like people just tune in at like 10:45 of College Game Day just to watch that little segment. I typically, depending on if we have Arkansas game day or not, will watch the full length of it that morning. But yeah, it's something. I've had good memories watching with my dad, my brother, friends, College Game Day with Lee Corso, and now it's coming to a conclusion as of this fall.
And I don't know all the back discussions and the reasonings, but it's been painful to watch Coach Corso's decline over the last few years, and it's been well chronicled the way Kirk Herbstreit has really taken care of him, if you will, on set. But it's been hard it's been very uncomfortable at times to watch Lee Corso on set the last few years. So. Glad he's getting to go out and probably in the way he called his own last shot here.
Yep. So the final act of Lee Corso on College Game Day will be Week 1, Texas versus Ohio State. It's on Fox. But ESPN's crew is going to be there too. All right, as we continue on the SEC update, Arkansas, according to John Rothstein of CBS Sports, will play Kentucky only once in basketball this next season in Bud Walton Arena. Game was in February. I can't remember the exact date last year. It's not scheduled, of course, just yet. You mentioned the surprise earlier, just from the television network standpoint, Tommy. You would think that ESPN would want more than just one game, but unless Rothstein's reporting's wrong, which I don't think it is, you're just getting one act this next year.
But there's so many great matchups in this league now. As good as Auburn is, as good as Tennessee is, as great as Alabama is. You don't depend. This isn't 2000 or 2010 even when there were times where it was either Kentucky, Florida, or Arkansas, and we shouldn't leave Florida obviously out of that equation either. Where the league only really had two to three basketball brands. You've got well over half a dozen now. So you don't depend on having Arkansas and Kentucky the way you once did.
Yeah. Other news, Liam Doyle wins Perfect Game Pitcher of the Year. You beat him twice this season, and that's something that you pointed to when it comes to taking on Anderson this Saturday night. And it's well documented Arkansas has had success against SEC Pitchers of the Year, Price, Skeens, Singer, Doyle twice this year. I know you technically didn't lose to him this year, Tommy, because I forgot which pitcher ended up technically winning that game for the Tigers, but hopefully you can
win the game.
Yeah,
so.
Hopefully you can get him this upcoming Saturday night in Omaha.
Won't be any surprises either way. We know their personnel. They know our lineup. So LSU and Arkansas will both be well prepared. There won't be any surprises come Saturday night for either team.
Mentioned basketball. Last thing here in our SEC update. This won't just affect SEC basketball, but the sport in general. Coach's Challenge is going to be a part of college basketball this next season. You can challenge at any point in the game. Got to have a timeout, and you get an additional challenge if you win that challenge. Timing, score errors, shot clock, 2-point versus 3-point flagrants, some of the things that they can use replay for.
Basket interference and goaltending, I believe, are there as well. So this follows the line of the NBA. The other line that I saw yesterday in this report is there's gaining momentum to ending halves and going to quarters. Saw that on the crawl last night. So I don't think it's not going to happen now, but it's inevitable. In the next 2 to 3 years, basketball will eliminate 20-minute halves. It's the only game in basketball. It's the only place where 20-minute halves are played and not quarters. If you play quarters, you eliminate 1-and-1s, and you go to the bonus after 5 fouls in a quarter. So that's coming. Ty's just a matter of which season it's going to start.
Yeah, that needs to happen. Like you mentioned, it's not like that in the NBA. It's not like that in high school. Why do you want it to be like that in college? Makes no sense that that's still the case.
To be different
in 2000.
They don't want to be like the women's game. I can just tell you that's the driving reason that's been behind it for a decade or more.
They're not gonna. They're gonna lose viewers to the women's game if they
I'm not saying they're going to lose viewers. They want their game to be different and distinct from the women's game. The women's game has followed the NBA model. The NBA is the one that's done the research and come up with the in the women's college game has followed the NBA model on rules and in the setup of the game.
Doesn't make any sense.
The men's game hasn't.
Yeah. Well, is it fair to say they're wrong to keep
No,
it?
it's just not the way they've wanted to do things. I think they ultimately will acquiesce, and all basketball will be played in quarters in the next 2 or 3 years.
Let's hope sooner than later.
I mean, in the end, it's a 40-minute game. So,
all right, that's your SEC update here this morning. It is brought to you by Rath Auto Resources and Rath Mitsubishi. You know what? Rath's up for a couple of awards with the best of the River Valley. Best pre-owned, best customer service. The Meineke Car Care Center is up for the best oil and lube, the best auto service as well. The thing about when you walk in, you see Larry and his team, you're going to get a full comprehensive dealership. And what I mean by that is you can obviously take your vehicle to the Meineke Car Care Center. Philip Tanner, their team will do a fantastic job. And if you're looking for a new vehicle, they have it. Pre-owned, they have it. The summer sales drive is going on. We're not even at summer yet, but Larry started this thing early. It's Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith and David at Rath Mitsubishi at Springdale. I promise you, Larry will answer your fishing questions and David will answer your pop culture questions at Rath Mitsubishi. All right, one of the things people were asking about the last couple of days is the schedule for Arkansas baseball, Tommy. Here in less than an hour, really in about 20 minutes, Arkansas will leave Baum-Walker Stadium. The send-off is going on. They'll get to downtown Omaha a little later on. They haven't given us a time for that. You've got practice tomorrow at Charles Schwab Field. Well, they'll play the College World Series this weekend. They're practicing at a local high school on Friday. We'll hear from Dave Van Horn and the rest of the team later on tomorrow after 4 o'clock. So if you're interested in skedaddling over to Baum-Walker to see this team go off, you better hop, skip, and a jump to it because they're about to leave here shortly.
Yep, and place that obviously Dave Van Horn's familiar with. He knows his way around town. This is a program that's done that, but for a lot of these players, it will be their first times. I'm glad they're going to have several days to get settled in. All of our coverage in Omaha begins Thursday. Ty's on his way. It's going to be brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions. Real advice, reasonable price. Go to mocklegalsolutions.com. By First Star Bank, your hometown bank for all. Your first is First Star Bank. By USA Fireworks, if you're interested in wholesale or having a fireworks stand, the number one wholesaler is USA Fireworks. Go to usafireworks.org. By Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue in Fayetteville. Visit them at 4084 MLK Boulevard in Fayetteville. Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, smoking good every time. And by McClarty Daniel, it's never been easier to find your next ride. Experience it for yourself at McClartyDaniel.com. What's the first thing you'll do in Omaha, Ty?
Get set up for the shows this weekend, and then probably I'm going to be lame and go to bed. We got a long weekend ahead. I'll stay out later Saturday and Friday night, but I will be in bed by 8 o'clock on Thursday.
And we'll have pre- and post-game shows this weekend before the game. So 5 o'clock for our pregame, and then we'll join Phil and Bubba from the booth in Omaha at 5:30. Then we'll be on following the game as well with a wrap-up of what happened in Game 1 for Arkansas at the College World Series. Be Game 4 on the schedule, Arkansas and LSU. It's summertime. Ty, great place to get by is Andy's Frozen Custards. They're on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Conway, they have 2 locations, Dave Ward Drive and East Oak. Also in North Little Rock on JFK Boulevard. You can try the Pick 6 where you can mix and match 6 of your favorite flavors for the perfect summertime treat. It's all at Andy's Frozen Custards, Fort Smith, Conway, and in North Little Rock. And download the Andy's app and have it ready when you get to Andy's Frozen Custards.
Kevin and Rogers, hang on. We'll get to your call momentarily here as we continue on a What's Your Beef Wednesday. Also want to get to, let's see what I had jotted down. There's one other aspect of this team we haven't necessarily talked about. Tommy he mentioned it earlier on in the first hour, and I think it's important, worth re-mentioning again as we close out the show this morning.
Hey, a quick word for Gaston's White River Resort, 870-431-5202 is their number. At Gaston's, they'll put together the perfect trip. I was helping some friends plan a getaway to Gaston's, and they were, trying to contemplate between having one guide or 2 guides to take care of everything on their trip. That's the thing. If you've got 4 people going or 6 people going, they can arrange the number of boats you need. Safety's their first priority, so they'll have plenty of life jackets, and for the small kids, they'll make sure that they're set and all secure in the boat. The thing about the guided fishing trips, they take care of everything. They bait the hook, they take the fish off, they clean the fish if you want to keep any, they drive the boat, put you in the right spot so you can sit back and catch fish and really enjoy the day, plus the beautiful scenery of the Ozarks that's always really on display anytime you're out on the White River. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time every time.
What's Your Beef Wednesday is brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
Transform your yard work game with Ego, the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Experts and nearly 200,000 homeowners rave about Ego's performance. Gas power without the noise, fuss, or fumes. Their patented 56-volt arc lithium battery delivers top-notch torque and fits all 90-plus Ego tools. Power through yard work and tailgates with the same battery. Plus, enjoy Ego innovations like the first fold-flat lawnmower and weatherproof equipment. Discover more at egopowerplus.com.
Home runs are good. Home runs score runs quick.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here from Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're looking for the best used car your money can buy, check out our great selection of road-ready certified vehicles with warranty. If you're trading or selling your car, let us give you a free second opinion and leave with a check in your hand. If you're keeping the car you have, let us take care of it for you in the Meineke Car Care Center. Plus, follow us on Facebook for special offers and fun contests. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, Fort Smith.
Take your dining to a whole new level at Blue Point Seafood and Steak Restaurant. You'll find the finest cuts of steak and the freshest seafood in an amazing atmosphere. Blue Point Seafood and Steak Restaurant is at Chaffee Crossing, across from the Arkansas Colleges of Health Education on Chad Colley Drive. When your night deserves the best, call 597-4081 for reservations or book online at Toast. Blue Point Seafood and Steak Restaurant, your destination for not only great food, but an amazing experience.
I have enough trouble deciding what's for lunch. Imagine how stressed I was during the home buying process. Thankfully, Jeff Marks at Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, took the reins.
That's right, Ty. Buying or selling a home is the biggest financial decision you'll ever make. I have years of experience and proven expertise that help guide you through the process.
All my female friends love my house. I'm not kidding either.
Trust me like Ty did to guide you through every step of the way. Call me, Jeff Marks, at 479-414-1193. Big decisions, simple solutions.
Do you need closure on your garage? Call Grit Garage Doors. Whether it's a new door, a squeaky closing sound, a broken spring, or just off track, Grit is who you can trust. With an unheard of 15-year spring warranty option, Grit is the team you can trust. Call Grit. There's no door Grit can't close. Local team, local service with honesty and integrity. Call Grit Garage Doors. 479-430-3667. That's 479-430-DOOR.
Whether you're opening your first checking account, purchasing your first home, saving for your first big vacation, or opening a new business, First Star Bank offers hometown service with the latest in digital banking technology. Our local team makes banking fast, convenient, and easy. From simple everyday banking to helping you fulfill your dreams, our team is here to guide you every step of the way. First Star Bank. We'll be there through all your firsts. Learn more at firststar.bank or stop by one of our local branches today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
When you need tough and paint just isn't enough, check out River City Coatings in Van Buren. When it comes to your metals, paint can peel and crack over time. Whether it's your patio furniture, rims or trims on your automobile, or heavy equipment, no one has time for a redo. Powder coating provides the toughness you need. Preserve your investment with powder coating from River City Coatings. River City Coatings, certified John Deere, Caterpillar, ISO 9001, Packer, and UL provider of tough. River City Coatings, 471-7675 or online at rivercitycoatings.com.
Spring is here and Alma Tractor and Equipment has 0% financing up to 60 months on all New Holland 50 to 120 horsepower Workmaster and Power Star tractors, or cashback savings through June 30th. Whatever size acreage you have, we have a New Holland tractor for you. Stop by Alma Tractor and Equipment in Alma and take advantage of these great offers today.
Dozy Place has now been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years. Celebrate your special birthday, holiday, person, or just because at Dozy Place. Start with delicious appetizers and your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Dozy Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended, so call 784-9111. 784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Liv Moss.
He's made a big jump this year, too. And obviously, he's playing every day, and that's a big difference. But you want to talk about a lineup that has length. That lineup has length, and Kojal's a big reason for it. So I'm on the field before game one of the Super, and he just had a smile on his face and just said, man, I really want to go home. Really want a chance to play at home. So the biggest thing is just to try to control the emotions so you know we're going to beat it. I think it's a little bit different, especially right at the beginning if you grew up there. You know.
I was on Twitter during the break, Tommy, and Cam had posted a picture of him at Rosenblatt as a kid all these years ago. It's not where, of course, they'll play this weekend. They'll play at Charles Schwab Field. But like Kyle Peterson, who will be on the broadcast for ESPN this Saturday night, Cam's got the Omaha connection, and I know this has got to be a really significant moment for him heading into this weekend as maybe Arkansas's hottest hitter here in the last month or so.
Yeah, hopefully all those family members and connections and everyone is around him and what's helped get him to this point can get a ticket to get in and see Cam play and his team play. The other thing that Tiger Bay was on here yapping earlier, running his mouth about there be 20,000 LSU fans. The other thing that generally happens with Arkansas is the locals adopt Dave Van Horn oftentimes. They have a great appreciation for him. So this idea that Tiger Bait brought up that LSU is just going to overpower and outnumber with their fans, the Razorbacks, I think a lot of the locals, Ty, that maybe don't have a direct rooting interest will choose sides with the Razorbacks. I don't know that many will just flip a coin and take LSU in this matter other than their own fans.
Well, it's not just him. Apparently, LSU head coach Jay Johnson feels the same.
Then when we show up on Saturday night, the ballpark will be purple. That's pretty awesome. It'll probably be one of the largest crowds in College World Series history, and you just kind of get used to it.
I'll believe when I see it. I think Arkansas's fans are going to show out like they typically do for Omaha. The point you just made is accurate. I've talked to several Nebraska fans when I've been down there, and they feel strongly about Dave Van Horn, even though he hasn't been their coach in nearly 25 years.
Yeah. Brought to you by LureNet.com. If you want to get your favorite baits for summer fishing, Pradco has them all in one convenient website, LureNet.com. Rebel, Yum, Booyah, and more all there. Exclusive deals on the site and baits you won't find anywhere else from your favorite brands, and free U.S. shipping on all orders $35 or more. So be sure and go to LureNet.com and find some tackle box treasures for you and your buddies. That's LureNet.com.
The aspect I wanted to point to as we close out here this morning on a What's Your Beef Wednesday is the health of this baseball team. I know Maxwell is still kind of dealing with the lingering injury, but when you think about Arkansas baseball in postseason, we've talked about up and down the lineup, talked about how deep they are. You good?
Oh, I rolled my chair and I knocked off bunch of this crap here in their studio. So
okay, well that
didn't mean to move. If you breathe, something will fall over on you.
Cliff texted in earlier to make sure you get your shot after walking in here. But that being said, that is a cool theme as you enter in this game on Saturday night. As I'm knocking on wood this morning, his health hasn't been a detriment down the stretch, and hopefully it continues to be that here this next week and a half or so.
You mentioned Maxwell. His health looked pretty good on Sunday on that grand slam.
Yep.
So. Not really worried about that. What are you beefing about today? It's What's Your Beef Wednesdays, brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville, 479-443-0000. Get something on the grill for Dad this weekend, whether it's bacon wrap fillets, gourmet burgers, house-made sausages, or my favorite, the thick-cut bone-in ribeyes. They've got them. Richard's Country Meat Market, 479-443-0000. For Richard's Country Meat Market. If you're headed to Omaha, take along the Hit That Line Now app. It's powered by Taco Bell, and you can also get the Lux Cravings box in the $5, $7, or $9 variety at Taco Bell. There's one near you.
Halftime coming up. Phil Elson, Matt Jones, getting you ready for this Saturday matchup between LSU and Arkansas.
For decades, the Rebel Crawfish has been a tackle box staple. But now, get ready for the next generation. Introducing the all-new Rebel Matte series of Rebel Crawfish. 4